Good afternoon, everyone out there. Good morning for some of you. I appreciate you being a part of this conference call on behalf of our program. Last season for us was a pretty exciting finish. The possibility for us to, again, go back-to-back in the postseason was really exciting, and when that was able to happen for these young kids, I think any time as a coach you're able to continue your season, it's good for everyone, not just for the school and your kids, but it's good for your fans as well. So as I reflect on the season, of course, there are some different things that I hoped were, the ball bounced differently or we got that big stop. But I could say overall, as I look back, there are a lot of highlights versus the alternative. Now moving into a new year, like most coaches, I think the second season was over. You're already preparing for the future, and that's getting the young ones ready and then helping the older ones kind of mature in their leadership. And that's really what we've been working on and a lot of it through the summer and then up into this point. Now that practice has started for us, I think the tone has changed somewhat. Again, obviously we have Ariel Anderson that was picked second on the preseason team. With the loss of Aaron Peoples, I think initially it hit the kids pretty hard, but it happened early enough too that we have ample opportunity to make the adjustments we need. And I'm really excited about what I've seen so far in the first 3 weeks of practice as far as how we're going to be able to fill in those gaps, as well as have some new additions that are going to be able to contribute for us. So, I think 6 makes sense overall if you take a look at the fact that we don't have Aaron Peoples, but hopefully I'll be able to surprise a couple people and be able to push us up even further when it's all said and done.
Thank you very much, Coach Antoine. As a reminder to our members of the media, please press star 1 at this time to get in the queue to ask questions. Our first questions come from Dan McDonald with McBee Media. Dan, please go ahead.
Coach, Anderson was such a dynamic presence out there for you. Is there a concern that she may try to put too much pressure on herself going into this last year?
Yeah, Don, that's an excellent question. As a matter of fact, it's already happened pretty early. We're already seeing that. I think the nice thing is that Aaron Peoples is still around, so she's been a really good sounding board for her. Aaron's there rehabbing in every practice, and so she's turned to her quite a bit. The other piece is Ariel and I have gotten back to a really good relationship, I think, regarding her understanding what it is that we need from her. And I can alleviate a lot of that pressure by just showing her, and we actually just met and watched some film earlier today, making her aware that, Ariel, you don't have to do it all. We've got other people in place, and you just being able to, plug away and do some of the things you do well is going to be enough. And she's like, Coach, I see it. She's like, I see it. And that made me feel good. So I think the more time that I spend with her, especially because this young woman wants to be a coach, it'll really pay dividends for her long term as far as the pressure that she's going to feel. Now, I'm never going to be able to stop the pressure that Ariel's going to feel in a game. I think most of us that played as student athletes, you understand that, especially when you hit that senior year. But I think she welcomes it. She just wants to make everyone happy. And, that's our job as coaches to help young people through this part of the transition. And, again, she does have Aaron Peoples here on the sidelines for her, as well as she has a young woman by the name of Raven Burns, who's also a senior for us, who I think is another really good sounding board, who's been through the adversity that you go through as a student athlete over the course of a season and a career.
You start off the bat playing for some really, really good teams. I'm sure that was by design to get ready for the conference.
For sure. It was also, the thought process for me was it's twofold. One, to get us prepared, and two, a reward. And I know that for some that might sound strange, but I think as a student athlete, the one thing that I remember, especially as a mid-major student athlete who had success, is this class, the class that Aaron and Ariel and Raven are in, they're our first signing class. So by that time, there's a clear understanding of expectation. You turn the corner regarding culture. There's just a lot of different things that have been done. And so my thought process was, you know what? They want to play some of these bigger schools. Let's see what we can do and double dipping, because we'll have the opportunity as well to prepare ourselves. And then they're really excited. I think they're all really excited about this opportunity to play, an in-state team at the likes of Texas A&M and Coach Blair is really fun for them. They're going to have friends there on the team that they grew up with or played against on this AAU circuit or played against in high school, and really kind of test us early. I think it's going to be important. And, I keep telling them, regardless of what the win-loss column looks like going into conference play, I know that we're going to do our best to prepare them for, the gruels of playing a 20-game conference season.
One other question. Talk about the the rules this year with the going to quarters, resetting the fouls, advancing the ball to on the final minute, and so forth. How do you think that's going to affect your team and then the game in general?
Well, the nice thing is we've already put that in play with our team in practice. I think the other piece of it is I embrace it fully, so I'm excited about it. So I think you'll find that our players are also excited about it. I've been very honest with them. I said I love it for our game. It's going to speed up the game. It might look a little crazy here and there, but I think it's going to help us out. I think it's going to allow us to do some things defensively. I told them, honestly, the only part of it I don't like is probably one of the parts that they like is the music that they're going to play when the ball goes to the net. Outside of that, I embrace all of the new rules. I like the foul change. I like the changes now, the 10-second backcourt on deflection or stoppage of play. I appreciate the thought process regarding the excitement of women's basketball, our ability to be able to have a little bit more freedom of movement and being able to score. As far as anticipating what's going to look like, I'll be curious to see what it's going to look like across the board and how our officials going to officiate. If they're truly going to stick by, the hand-checking rule with the guards is probably going to stay in play, but now they're talking about really clamping down on post play and the low block, as well as I'm curious to see if the music being played is going to affect their ability to be able to manage the game, whether it be hearing a coach ask for something, request a timeout, things of that nature because of the music being played, especially in a time and score situation. That piece of it I'm really not a fan of. I understand why they want to do it, but I can definitely say I'm not a fan of that piece of it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.